You are listening to the decision reel.
Final decisions out of 10. Were we entertained, and would you recommend it to anybody? We're going with Randy first.
I give it a 7.
7.
Awesome.
It's actually a pretty good movie. The claymation, like bullshit that
whatever
they
it
do.
is.
You know what I'm talking
CGI,
about.
animatronics.
Puppetry.
all this shit.
I think
Puppetry.
mixing it makes it feel more realistic.
It was good. And would I recommend it? Yes.
Oh.
Because I like the movie.
All right,
It's
look at
pretty
you.
good. I like the movie.
So you actually like this
I
movie.
like the
What a
movie.
guy.
Yeah.
It's a good
What was
movie.
my last question?
So would you recommend it, and were
Yeah.
you entertained?
I was entertained, yes.
Yeah,
Absolutely,
yeah.
yes.
Was- oh, was.
It was.
I
Cool.
was.
Tara, what do you think?
I would probably give it a 6.5, 7 also. I would recommend it if you haven't seen it.
Sure.
It's not one that like I'm gonna go and be like I'm in the mood for this, but I will say like when I left here with it and I got home and I showed Carrick what it was, we put it in and watched it. Like when I got
Is that
home.
euphemism? Is that what you're talking about?
Nice.
No, we probably did that
That's
too,
what's
but
Did you make it
Like-
through the whole movie?
We put it
Yeah.
in.
I mean we watched the whole movie.
Have you
He
guys
made it
done
through
the
the whole
Kegel
movie, you know what I'm
exercise?
saying?
Where you're like,
The
yo,
Kegels.
I've done this many today. Has it
We're gonna-
changed?
You got a log?
We're going to use that small soldier and do some key exercises is what we're going to do. Wally.
Science experiment. I'm
What?
gonna give this a 7.5.
Oh, 7.5.
Shit, I gotta write this down.
Were
Okay.
you?
Oh, I was
Entertained.
I was entertained.
This is my Toy Story. I feel like it's my Toy Story.
Okay,
so it's
yeah.
like when I imagined toys when I was a kid, it was like fucking up. Like people were beating each other's asses
I
and
like
fighting.
I do like Toy Story better than this one, but
I
that's
was a
'cause
violent kid.
Different movie.
Different
yeah,
feel.
Sure.
Yeah. This is my toys coming alive. I like the idea of these coming alive. It's great.
What'd you
After
give it?
seeing this
I
movie
said 6.5, 7.
as a kid, it made me like kind of look at the little toys I had still
6.75.
around the house. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like
yeah,
you,
yeah.
if you had action figures, regardless of what they were, you're like, oh yeah, that'd been badass.
You could come alive.
Oh, that'd be fucking cool.
Yeah,
You know what
exactly.
came up the other day? I can't remember what movie I was looking for, but it came up as like a movie like, it's like other titles like this or whatever. Indian in
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Cupboard came up.
Oh, that was
Yeah.
I like it.
And I was like,
Covered.
oh
That
my
was
God,
great.
I barely remember that movie.
Do you know that
Like,
one, Randall?
No.
That's a little bit
That was
before.
There was an
Crazy.
Indian in the cupboard.
But he was a
We're
toy.
gonna
So I remember though when you bought it on VHS, it came
came.
with the Indian
with a
in
little-
the same
Yeah, yeah,
package.
yeah.
That was really cool.
Yeah, I had
let's
that too.
let's fire movies off at Randall real quick.
Yeah.
Like movies along those lines, like Indian in the Cupboard, maybe
Well,
like
let me do my
90s,
let me do my.
and just
Oh,
see
yeah,
if he,
his rating.
okay
Let him
after
do
after
his
that
rating.
after that we'll do
After
it.
that, yeah.
All right, it's a game
So-
we're gonna play.
I would recommend this movie definitely to anybody, like you said, who hasn't seen it or who have seen it but just haven't like thought
Maybe in a
about
while,
it. Yeah, in
yeah.
a while. This movie still holds up for sure. I'm always entertained. I probably watch this movie once a year. It's my like feel good, like you said.
I
toy
watch
Say
this a
story.
lot,
that
too.
about a lot
Yeah.
of movies.
I watch a lot of
He
movies,
watches-
Randall.
Why do you think it's a podcast about movies?
Exactly. I like movies. I like watching them. I like watching something that I like again to see if it still holds up or if I can find other things I like about it or maybe hate about it.
I
don't
think
know.
a great analogy is music. If you're a musician, Like,
Yeah.
there's certain songs.
Right, you like a song, you keep listening to it, right?
I feel that
like
way
a
about
movie.
both of those things.
Some are
I know.
nostalgic, some can
movies,
put you in a place
movies
and
and
time.
music are like
Yeah,
That's my
it
jam.
it does something that makes you
And
feel
TV
something. And
shows,
you'll,
too.
that's
takes the time go by.
Right. So anyways, I would give this movie a 6.5 out of 10. I know it sounds a little low for me, but it's one of
Explain
those.
yourself, Steve.
I'm going to. I like the movie. I like rewatching it, but there's certain things in the movie that make me go, like kind of the
What is-
acting's a little bad here and
Just
there.
make
I
you
don't
go.
like what
Steve's rating 8 years ago.
6.5.
You're still giving the same thing then?
Yeah, yeah, and,
Before
hear
you were
me out,
doing all
hear
this?
me
All
out.
right, go ahead.
I don't like the main character. I do not like him as
I
an
don't like
actor.
him either.
I don't like
I
him
don't like
in the
him
movie.
either.
I don't like him in the
You
role.
didn't ask our least favorite, but
We don't do that
He would have
anymore
been.
We don't need to do that.
We don't do that here anymore. Anyway,
I didn't
so
know we didn't do that.
I'm trying to streamline
He
it to
used
be
to do
quicker.
favorite and
Yeah, I'm trying to be
Okay.
quicker, and it's not working. And now you see why. Imagine me asking all these other questions. So that's one of the cons this movie has. I just don't like him, and he's the main character of the movie, right? But then it brings me back with Phil Hartman and Dennis Leary, and they're killing it in their roles. You know what I mean? Like at the end when Dennis Leary gets out of that chopper, and everyone's like, well, "What are we gonna do for our emotional
Dennis Leary's in
damage?"
this for like less than 3-4 minutes.
And it's great. He killed it, but like he's walking
Maybe that's why
around.
it's a 6.5. Okay.
He's walking around with that like
Yeah, he wants
check
a minute more.
machine,
Yeah, yeah,
and he's just like, well, "How are we gonna, the houses?" And he's just like, "Here, oh, whoa, all right, we're good." You know what I mean? Even Phil Hartman, he just looks at it, he's like, "That's good for me." Like it's good
well, because
shit.
they need to. They gotta be like,
I
we
kinda
need
wanna
to
know-
kind of like.
I want to know how
The
much
amount?
those checks. Yeah, because even the guy's
Houses
like,
back then.
can we move the truck with the giant Globotech logo on it? And he's like, I don't know. There's all this. And he gives him the check. He's like, moving it right now. So 6.5 for me. It holds up. Now, the CG to puppetry, while I love the puppetry, I wish they would have just stayed with one or the other.
Oh,
Because
come on,
it-
man.
I
Because
kind
it
of like
mixes-
the mix though.
If it was more in line
I mean,
with
you
what
have
we
the
were
mix
saying-
like Jurassic Park and stuff like that. They're mixing them.
True, but
I like-
that looks one for one almost, right?
Maybe it's because it's big, like bigger focus though. Like you're working with such small.
Well, so what's really funny about that is Stan Winston Studios did this, and they did Jurassic Park, and they've even quoted to say that we got done with Jurassic Park working on these giant 20-foot, dinosaurs, to then working on these little miniature things with like watch gears in them, and it was such a like reversed thing that it was weird for us. But we made it work, and I think they did. And there was a lot of stuff they left on the cutting room floor too, with what they wanted to do with the actual puppets that looked fine, but they were just like, CG would be easier.
It's hard comparing stuff to Jurassic Park because that shit is like a
That
work
was
of
way,
fucking
yeah,
art.
That was like crazy. Even
From, like,
now,
the
watching
camera,
it,
all
you're
the
like,
lighting and shit like
Yep.
that was fucking.
I will say, and this is me, if you go back and look at it with a fine tooth, like, you can tell obviously the CG from the puppets.
the era.
well, yeah, you
And
can, but
then you're like, it doesn't look as good as I remember. Like when the Brachiosaurus leans up to grab the thing, it doesn't look that good.
It's